Hey guys, Beeman Iggy here, and today I thought I'd do something a little different. Well, not really different since I've done tier list videos in the past, but me and my buddy Rival Rabbid here, we're going to be doing a tier list of some Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle stuff, because we have played the game a million times. Or he has.
What do you mean you've played the game a million times? You're the one who just spent a bunch of time, reading them. I'm the one who played the game a million times. I have 660 hours on smartphone.
I still need to do a second playthrough. But that's besides the point. But the point is we have the base characters from Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle, and as well as the Donkey Kong characters, which I guess we'll rank too, since they're here, so why not? First off, we have Mario.
Here's the thing. So on all of the main game stuff, Mario is just kind of stuck on the party. But he does his job well, but he could be better.
Yeah, Mario, the thing about Mario is, no matter what team you have, unless you're playing one of the DLCs, he's always on your team. But even... He's still a good party member, since he has access to pretty good damage, as well as M-Power.
Dude is just full damage, really. That is, his entire set, except the only kind of damage, enemies, one thing with a dash.
Yeah, he just...
But comboing melee with M-Power is just OP. And reaction shot is also pretty OP.
Yeah, you get 2 reaction shots, which I'm pretty sure they're, 150 power? Or 150%?
130.
Ah, yeah, 130.
In total, 260 damage.
Yeah, so Mario is...
260 damage. You have Blaster plus the reaction shot that comes with it.
Yeah.
If you had bounce equipped on Mario, you could just combo an enemy with 3 shots.
Yeah. His other super effect is Honey, which sticks enemies and teammates, if they get hit by your melee, in place.
So yeah, Bounce and Honey just do opposite things. Bounce launches enemies and possibly makes them go off the map, and Honey just sticks them in place.
Yeah. I would definitely say Bounce on his melee, but I can see an argument for using Honey on his blaster. Even though I use Bounce on both. Overall, Mario's just kind of everything you need, but nothing insane. So I would say Mario's...
All he does is damage. He doesn't do much, defensive stuff. He's just mostly just offense.
Yeah.
Which kind of works. However, what sucks is his mobility. Because given that the description, his little description says that he has a good mobility. Where's the mobility? You can only upgrade his movement and movement.
Yeah, that is Mario's main flaw. He doesn't have a ton of movement. His HP is pretty decent, however, maxing out at a whopping 590, which is top 3 or 4 in the game.
It's out of the heroes. That's actually 3, I think.
Yeah, I think Mario...
Rank 5, Mario with the 130 additional HP that he gets from his, still pretty good. So,
yeah. Overall, I think Mario's a solid A tier. He's always a pretty good addition on the team, especially because of M-Power. But his lack of range and movement can be a little to be desired, but overall, he's never a detriment to the team.
No, he's not.
Hell, I'd even argue... I could, see an argument for S tier, specifically because of M-Power, and that's how good it is.
Here's the thing. M-Power has a shorter cooldown. Well, they both have the same cooldown initially, but you can upgrade to have a shorter cooldown than even Hero Sight can, so that's cool.
Yeah. Overall, Mario's nothing, insane, but I think he definitely deserves to be at least at the top of A tier.
However, what I'm annoyed with about the whole M-Power thing is that, of course enemies have access to hero-like techniques as well. And here's the thing. The Sherbet Smasher, the second kind of smasher you actually even meet in the game, has enemy empowerment, which is basically just M-Power, just the enemy. It already powers up 70%. But Mario's maximum is 70%.
Yeah. Next is... Should we move on, or should we wrap up Mario?
Yeah, I think we're done with Mario. If you ask me, he's also just making here solid leader.
Alright. Next up is Rabbid Peach. Now, not nearly as much damage output as Mario, but she has a lot more plus sides, being her movement and a heal capability, as well as our first character with a shield.
I don't understand when people say that RP... Whoops. I'm so used to my OCs. Rabbid Peach has 4 damage output. She has, like... I know she doesn't have the reaction shot or, Empower or anything like that boosts her attack power, but her main weapons are actually pretty strong.
Yeah, her Sentry is probably... I'd say the Sentry is probably one of... Oh. Okay, I'll just continue.
We're just going to off. You go.
I'd say the Sentry is one of, if not the best secondary in the game. I'd say the second would probably be Melee, specifically on another character, but like... Sentry and Melee are definitely the best ones. Melee is amazing for damage, but Sentry is just great for sending something out, and the good thing about a Sentry is it's not just something you send out, it's an entity itself, meaning enemies will attack it, which can help you and your team avoid some shots.
Take a moment to think about this. I think Sentry is actually the best special in the game. I agree with you on that, because, like, here are the points. Sentries, they do a massive amount of damage that can be done in a big radius, the higher rate of Sentry. They are their own entity and will move, like a summon, or the hope, upon the start of each hero's turn. It can soak up damage. Yep. It will absorb shots. It has its own HP. More HP than the Rabbid Mecha Koopas, let me say that. And... like, okay, I think I lost my train of thought there, but you get it.
Yeah. The thing about Sentry is, while Melee does more damage, you have to be like 1 or 2 cells away from your enemy to do it. You can't just do it anywhere. With Sentry, you can... Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can just send sentries out. And another really good thing is if your previous sentry is still alive, you can send out another. I don't know if there's a limit, but, like, you can send multiple sentries to different enemies at a time.
The limit is unlimited. There is no limit, unlike the summons in SOH.
That's good to know. Although it'll probably never happen, it's still really nice. But yeah, I agree with you. I do think Sentry is the best secondary in the game. Enough about sentries. Next is our Rabbid Peach's critical hits, critical effects. She has Honey like Mario, but she also has Push, which is similar to Bounce, but instead of like bouncing the enemy, it just pushes them away, which can kind of like knock them around if there's any stage geometry in the way. But overall, it's still okay.
The difference between Bounce and Push is that Push is actually a little bit riskier. It can sabotage enemies as well by displacing them, but that can also happen to heroes, which is not so good.
Yeah. I think Push might push the enemy back more. I think Bounce, like, I think what Bounce does is it bounces the enemies away, which gives her, like, put them on higher elevation, or lower elevation, which I guess Push can also do. But I think Push, actually pushes them back further than Bounce would.
It does, and it's just a straight line, unless, like, it runs into something.
Yeah. Next we gotta talk about her shield, which is probably the second best overall shield in the game. It absorbs a good amount of damage. It's the most basic out of the 4 Rabbid shields. You can absorb damage, and it stays active for the whole turn, which is really solid.
Rampage shield capability, it can have a cooldown of 1 turn, but like low cooldown, yeah.
Yeah, her heal.
It can resist up to 80% of weapon damage, which is actually really good.
Yeah, it's really good. And her heal is honestly probably just one of the best, like, techniques in the game. She's the only one who can heal with a technique, but well, I guess heal is technically worse than others, but like she has a lot of her heal can have a bigger radius than another character, and unlike another character that I won't like, I'm not going to mention like other characters right away, but like her heal has a larger radius, and you don't need to do anything special to activate it. But her Rabbid Peaches has a cooldown.
Rapida's heal has a stupid cooldown. Yeah, it's powerful, but it needs to recharge.
Yeah.
And also, I could argue that Lydia should at least be like a little bigger, because I don't know.
I think it's fine. Oh yeah, I just remembered another thing. She's the first character with multiple dashes. Hers maxing out at 4, I'm pretty sure.
4 dashes, up to 100 damage per dash, which means that she could affect her face.
Oh yeah. So yeah, overall, I'd say Rabbid Peach is just overall really good. Maybe not in the offensive category, but in the supportive category, she's the best at her job.
Rabbid Peach is actually like really good, like in between, actually.
Yeah, I'd say she's definitely A tier. She has nothing crazy, but like in the right scenarios, she's one of the best.
Rabbid Peach on a team is a must-have in lots of cases, unless you really just want to blow things up, I guess. But all right.
Personally, I prefer like some other characters, but there's never a situation where I say, yeah, I won't need Rabbid Peach here. It's like Rabbid Peach. She's never a detriment. She's always a good help, and you would like her. Next up is Rabbid Luigi. Definitely the weirdest character in the game.
Rabbid Luigi actually arguably is like one of the most unique characters.
Yeah, because his Borb.
His weapon is one that he uses on his own. No other character uses the Borb.
Yeah, and the thing about his Borb is it always has the highest critical hit ratio, even before you get the top Borbs in the game. So if you really want to hit a lot of super effects, then Rabbid Luigi is really good. Another thing is that he's one of the only characters with more than 2 super effects. He has 4 super effects throughout the game. In early game, he has Push, but also Burn. Which, I'll be honest, Burn isn't the greatest, considering it's a bit random. And unlike Sparks of Hope, it doesn't do any any chip damage while the enemy is running around, and it does have the chance to affect you, which is usually not which is usually not great.
It's basically Push, except that you can't knock enemies off the stage with it. That's just not possible.
It's a slightly worse it's a slightly worse Push, but if you have something with an area of effect, it can help push out enemies out of cover. But his other 2 super effects are 100% the best in the game. He gets access to Vamp and Stone. Vamp is a leech. It's basically a leech. If you hit an enemy with the Vamp effect, any damage you or your teammates deal will be given back to you. And even if they're on like low HP, it'll always heal you the amounts you would have dealt. So if an enemy has 10 HP, but you hit them with like a 250 HP attack, it's gonna do more. I don't know the exact calculations. Rabid could explain it better, but like if your enemy has 10 HP, you're not gonna like heal little. You're always still gonna heal a good amount. And Stone just completely prohibits all movement from the enemy. Some super effects like Honey prevents you from moving. It sticks you in place. But Stone sticks you in place, prevents you from using your primaries, and prevents you from using your secondaries. Completely immobilizing any entity that gets hit by it. However, I can see why some other people would say Vamp is better because Stone does not heal. But overall, it's still really good. And his final Borbs you get have a 100% chance to hit the super effect.
Okay.
So you can literally fire off Stone and Vamp Borbs every single turn with 100% consistency, unless they're hiding in like 50% cover.
Okay, so I'd like to add on to these details.
Yeah.
So, Rabbid Luigi actually gets all 4 super effects for his form, and in fact he's the only hero who actually has access to the additional 2 super effects.
Yeah.
However, I might point out the vamp effect. So you said to deal 250 damage.
Yeah.
Regular vamp effect make it so that once you attack the enemy, you based on the attack damage, you gain 50% of what you dealt back to you. Which means if you dealt a 250 damage attack, you get 125.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: these effects stack. Rival Luigi's dash, in particular, which is the most powerful dash in the game, with up to 160 damage per dash, because that he can only use 2 dashes, is a vamp dash. Now, the vamp effectiveness of this dash, it can be upgraded. It actually starts at only like 20 or 30%, but it can be upgraded to 100 freaking percent. So that means if you dash this enemy just once, and then let's say a character like Mario comes up and decides to melee them, we already know that Mario's at full health from just being critical health.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: these vamp effects stack. So if you dash the enemy and then decide to dwarf the enemy, that's 150.
Oh yeah.
That's broken.
Yeah, definitely the best dash in the game.
And so this means Rabbid Luigi is actually really useful at taking out like big, giant enemies on his own. He can just vamp dash them and then freaking immobilize.
Oh yeah.
Fuck.
However, probably the worst part about Rabbid Luigi is, well, forgetting. Oh yeah, we forgot about Rabbid Peach's HP. Isn't it like 550, 580?
I was going to mention Rabbid Peach's HP, but he moved on to Rabbid Luigi before I could say anything.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
So Rabbid Luigi shares the same HP rank with Mario, so that, their HP counts are consistent. However, Rabbid Peach's health skill tree is worse.
Say what?
But it's just... Rabbid Peach's health skill tree is worse. She only gets like 60 what Mario's max is, so
I see.
Good.
Anyways, back to Rabbid Luigi. His HP is the second lowest in the game when maxed out, being 500. But due to the fact that he can heal and stone enemies, it's not too bad of a detriment. However, I would probably say, well, one of the worst aspects of this character is his rocket launcher. It's nothing crazy. It's long-range area of effects, and although its super effects never upgrade to Vamp and Stone, you're always going to have burn or push for your rocket. But it's solid for blowing up. It's actually pretty good for blowing up cover and getting enemies out of the way. But its damage is nothing crazy.
For taking out like groups of enemies. Like if there were a bunch of just weak enemies all grouped together, the rocket would do the job.
I forgot Mario's stomp. Oh my god. Yeah, more to Mario. He can stomp on it. When he team jumps, he can stomp on an enemy for a max of 150 damage, which is really good. Okay, back to Rabbid Luigi.
Yeah, as I was saying, if you try to use this rocket on just, a lone smasher, it wouldn't have as much effect.
Yeah.
However, the rocket is also very low, so that's cool.
Yeah, the damage isn't anything crazy. It's great for, like, getting a group of enemies out of cover and dealing chip damage, but nothing crazy. What is pretty interesting, however, is his barrier. Like Rabbid Peach's, it absorbs some damage, while not as severe as hers. I think it absorbs 50% of damage. The main kicker is you can't get affected by super effects. So even if the enemy lands the chance, or has a 100% chance to get the super effect, Rabbid Luigi, if he has his barrier, can never be affected by the super effect. The extra damage is dealt, but any of the effects aren't affected him.
So yeah, the max the weapon damage that Rabbid Luigi can resist is 60%, along with 50% of movement damage, which, while weaker than Rabbid Peaches, is not bad.
Yeah. Next is his Weaken. If you get a big group of enemy, most useful in a big group of enemies, it's basically just a debuff. Which is fine, but it's nothing crazy. Although, a part of me feels like it's really underrated.
It isn't really that effective, actually. While the maximum you can get in for a skill tree is minus 70 freaking percent attack damage, it only affects the weapon, not the dash, or just movement attacks in general. And it's really pathetic in early game.
Yeah. I will also say this, Empower does not affect stuff like movement damages. It only affects like main and secondary, primary and secondary weapons.
Call it weapon damage.
Yeah, only weapon damage.
Only affects weapon
damage. The good thing is, if enemies debuff you, your dash stays the same. So that's pretty good. But yeah, overall, Rabbid Luigi is a pretty damn good character, having pretty solid movement. I think it might be ever so slightly worse than Rabbid Peaches by like maybe 1 cell, but it still gets the job done. I would say he's our first contender. Oh, they have the same. I gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah, as the starting trio, you got some good characters. I would say he's definitely better than Mario, but I don't know if he's S-tier material. The guaranteed super effects and the immunity to super effects sometimes are pretty good, but I don't know if it's anything crazy. What would you say, Sully? I'm down for bottom of S-tier or top of A-tier.
Honestly, I think I'd rank him like top of A-tier.
That's fair, since he does have... That's fair. He has very high highs, but pretty mediocre lows. And speaking of high highs and high lows, we got Luigi. This man is insane. His primary the position is the game's sniper. His 2 super effects are both, I think it's, Bounce and Ink. We already talked about Bounce, but Ink disables primary and secondary weapons, which is very good. He has the best range in the game. And he also has Rabbid Peach's Sentry, which is, I think his is a little bit more powerful, which is great. As well as his movement being by far the best in the game. However...
So let me clarify this. Rabbid Peach and Luigi's Sentries, while they have different super effects, their attack damage is the exact same. So,
I see.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's like, if it's a certain weapon, that means the damage on it is the same.
Yeah. The next good thing is his Steerly Stare. The next great thing about Luigi's is Steerly Stare, providing up to 3 reaction shots. Though his multiplier isn't as high as Mario's. I think it goes to, 110? 100? It starts off weaker than normal shots, but I think you can upgrade them. What?
No, it starts at 50, it goes to 70%. It's weaker than Mario's.
Oh, okay.
But has a shorter cooldown.
Yes. It's very good in the right scenarios.
And if you pair Luigi's 4 reaction shot with Mario's Empower, you're going to do a lot of damage.
Yeah. As well as if you activate both hero shots at once, you're going to be playing a game of ping pong if you got a Smasher or Mecha Jr.
Yeah.
Is there anything else we should talk about the... Is there anything else we should note about Steerly Stare before going on to his other technique?
Not really, no.
Alright. Speaking of the second technique, it's Itchy Feet. What it does is it gives 1 to 2 cells of extra movement for all party members within range, which may not be...
My guy. It goes up to 3.
Oh, it goes up to 3! I didn't actually know that. It's been a while, so I must have thought that it wasn't that crazy. But yeah, it's... While it may be a bit situational in normal battles, in reach area missions, it's the best ability in the game. You can often have a setup where Luigi... double jump. Luigi is the only character in the game who can do a team jump multiple times in a row, being 2. Combine this and reach area missions and Itchy Feet. You can clear these in 1 to 2 turns on most maps, which is crazy. Now,
I'd argue that it's even faster in SOH, which is kind of broken, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
Itchy Feet is actually very situational. I personally wouldn't really upgrade it.
Yeah.
And last thing we got,
Wait.
So
Another good thing about Itchy Feet is it affect.
In the Mario Luigi games.
Wait, hold on. Rival, give me a minute. I wanna explain the last part of Itchy Feet. Itchy Feet can actually affect escort characters like Toad, Toadette, and Spawny. Now, we've listed all these positives. Luigi's definitely got to be the best character in the game, right? I mean, he has good damage. He has amazing movement. He has the best main and secondary in the game, arguably. He has good techniques. How is he not the best character in the game? Well,
allow me to explain why.
I got you.
So, you know in the Mario and Luigi games, where Luigi is the defense role, he has more HP and is tanky, and I'm actually doing a Mario and Luigi Dream Team run right now, where Luigi is basically indestructible, while Mario is just damage.
Yeah.
But in Kingdom Battle, so, you know, the starting characters, you got Mario and Rabbids, and Rabid Luigi with 200. Why does Luigi only have 130? His HP is absolutely pathetic.
Yeah. Rabid Luigi has the second highest HP in the game with 500. Luigi maxed out at 335. He's made of paper. He is a paper. He's the definition of a glass cannon. Insane strengths, but 1 to 2 hits gets him out of the fight.
Yeah, so that means it's better keep Luigi.
Yeah.
Even he is fully maxed out.
Yeah.
Only maxing out at 335.
Yeah. But honestly, I think that's still... I still don't think that's enough to keep him out of S tier. It's always great to have high damage from long range, as well as sentries with good techniques. I will say, though, Luigi's dash is pretty poor, maxing out at 90, which is the lowest, tied with 2 other characters, who we'll get to later. Actually, 3 other characters. Yeah, it's a single dash, but it doesn't hurt too much. But yeah, I don't think that's enough to keep him out of S tier. Luigi's mean green, and he's a lean, mean green piece of paper. That hits hard.
So, alright.
Kudos to you if you can figure out where I got that paper line from. Alright, here he comes.
I know where you got the paper line from. From where the heck
let the viewers figure it out. Anyways, Rabbid Mario is the best character in the game. Let's start off with his primary. The Boom Shot, highest dealing damage in the game. While it is short range in its area of effect, risking the ability to hit your teammates, this thing kind of just murders anything it sees. And he also has melee.
So it's not really the highest damage dealing, but boy, satisfying.
Empower plus Rabbid Mario equals kill.
No. Death.
Yeah, his melee, it's... I think it does more than Mario's, if not the...
No, it's the same.
Oh, I always thought, like... Okay.
More like, seriously, it's uniform across all weapons. You can't just say that one weapon is better than the others. However, Mario actually ends up getting a better weapon than better melee than Mario.
I always thought that, like, some characters' secondaries dealt more damage than the others.
No.
Wow, how did I never figure that out? Well, anyways, Rabbid Mario's melee... I would say overall, Rabbid Mario's melee is still better because of his because of his critical. Super effects. Just like Rabbid Luigi, he's got Stone and Vamp. So, whereas Mario had the problem of... A honey hammer?
Out of enemies.
Rabbid Mario got a stone hammer. Or a poison, or a vamp hammer.
Either he sucks the life out of enemies, or he petrifies them.
Yeah.
He can do it. Like, unlike Rabbid Luigi. Rabbid Luigi can only target one enemy at a time, or 3 with vamp.
Rabbid Mario's limits are his hitboxes.
2 cool plus a bunch of enemies, and you freaking send them the next 2 days.
Dude, you can just heal instantly if you get the super effect.
Yep.
And even if you don't get the super effects, his damage output is still really strong. Next, we're going to talk about his movement. He can max up to 3 dashes, which I think deals 130, and his dash technique is Boom Dash. When you dash into an enemy, it deals area of effect, which is a little risky if you got teammates nearby, but overall it's not terrible if you got a big group of enemies. And if you hit multiple enemies back to back...
Dash is literally because of the risk that comes with dealing damage to teammates.
I honestly just... It deals damage. I want more damage. But yeah, his Boom Dash is pretty good. Even if you can only dash an enemy once, and Mario's Stomp also applies. If you dash an enemy, you can't stomp them. But if you dash an enemy once, and then dash an enemy right next to the enemy you just dashed, the splash damage from the second dash will still deal damage to the first enemy you dashed. Pretty strong. Oh yeah, did we mention Rabbid Mario has the best movement in the game? Like, one less than Luigi.
His ground movement's amazing. Okay, I'm pretty sure Rabbid Mario and Luigi's base movements are the same. It's just that Luigi just has incredible team jump range.
Yeah.
But Rabbid Mario is proficient with ground movement.
Yeah.
Just seeing him run up the enemies and then make them explode is hilarious.
Yeah. Next, we're going to talk about his techniques. His first technique is nothing crazy. It's Bodyguard. It eventually maxes out to resist 100% of enemy dash damage, and I think 30 weapon damage, which isn't that great, unfortunately.
You're right. 30 is actually kind of pathetic, but at least it's more than Rabbid Luigi's base weapon damage with his barrier. It's just 20.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still nice to have after if you've already used his secondary technique, which we'll get to in a bit. It's not I wouldn't call it a lifesaver, but it's honestly still pretty good. So, if Rabbid Mario didn't have this technique, I would still call him good, but I don't think we'd call him the best character in the game. His secondary technique is Magnet Dance. Pulls enemies within range right to his location, meaning you can go to pound.
Not really.
Well, yeah. It doesn't send them right to your location, but it gets them pretty close.
So it's actually dependent on like how far away the enemy is.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Magnet Dance actually has a really wide area of effect at max leveling. However, I don't think I would call it that useful unless you want to use it for reaction shots or something.
I just use it to get the enemies in close and boom! Kill them dead. So, yeah.
Exactly.
His only weaknesses, I would say, are his short range, and Bodyguard is kind of meh. But overall, yeah, this is the best character in the game. I'm pretty sure his HP is also 590, like Mario and Rabbid Peach. When maxed out.
Okay, first off, Rabbid Peach doesn't max out at 590. Yes, Rabbid Mario shares the same HP rank as Mario and Rabbid Peach. Rabbid Mario actually has the same health skill tree upgrades as Mario does, because it's a bit different. Mario's skill tree upgrades for his HP go plus 30, plus 40, and then plus 60. Mario's is just plus 30, plus 30, plus 30, plus 40.
I see.
It requires more upgrades, but it maxes out to the same amount.
Yeah. Alright, so we have Rabbid Mario, who's arguably the best character in the game, to arguably the worst. Princess Peach. I'll let you go. I'm gonna, Rival, I'm gonna let you, explain all these, because I've been explaining a lot.
Yay! Well, I actually have cut in a lot as well, but
Yeah. Dude, the amount of moments we talked at the same time. Alright, take it away.
All right, so I guess we got to start with Peach's health this time. Yep, I'm starting with our HP. So in the main game, it's actually the highest.
Yep.
Peach actually has the highest HP out of the entire team of heroes. And in the end game, can max out to a whopping 755. Now, while Peach is a tank, she sucks.
Her damage output is lackluster. While she does have the boom shot like Rabbid Mario, her super effects are arguably the worst two in the game. We see Burn again, which, since her boom shot is close range, is honestly really bad. But we also get introduced to Freeze. When affected by Freeze, your techniques are disabled, which for some enemies is very good. Like, let's say, Bucklers, which can activate a super chance, which gives them 100% super effect, which is nice. But overall, it's more niche. I wouldn't say it's awful. Personally, I think Burn is more awful because it's more my preference, because I like to have everything set in place.
Super effect, I have to be honest.
But I'd probably say Freeze is one of the worst too.
A little bit useful. But yeah, Freeze actually. So yeah, she's got Fire and Ice, which actually are arguably the worst super effects in Kingdom Battle for heroes to use.
Yeah.
Not necessarily for enemies to use, since that each hero has two super effects. If you can get by Freeze, means that you can't use your techniques anymore unless you're rapidly.
Yeah. Personally, on a boom shot, I would go for Freeze so you don't create chaos if you get a Burn super effect everywhere in front of you, which can be really bad.
And her secondary, in particular, is another new weapon, the Grenade Duck. It may look like a rubber ducky, but it packs a freaking punch.
Oh, yeah.
Same super effects, as usual, but it's got basically like close to the same damage output as the rocket, but shorter range.
Yeah,
However,
it's Yep.
Its versatility is better, and can actually like bounce a little bit. What I mean by this is that like you usually got an enemy behind like cover, like on the high ground, you can't really hit them. The Grenade Duck solves that problem.
Yep, it goes right over the cover and hits him in the face.
The Grenade Duck is like the only weapon in the game with an arch. Yeah.
With a what?
Arch.
Okay. Sorry, sometimes you're cutting out. Okay. Really quickly, I apologize if you guys can't hear Sully. I did fuck me. Rival.
Yeah.
Who's Sully? That's not a guy. I apologize if you guys can't hear Rival. Because like his mic does get cut in and out sometimes.
Once we've already gone this far in.
Yeah, we're at almost 40 minutes. Almost 40 minutes. That's crazy. I might be able to cut this out. I don't know. Yeah, Grenade Duck is overall pretty useful. I wouldn't say it's the best, but it's definitely not the worst. It's not bad, but it's not crazy. It's just overall really good. It's like Rival said, it's kind of like a shorter range, but a little bit more powerful rocket.
No, I think the damage output might actually be the same between the two weapons, but Grenade Duck might be slightly higher, but still, it's an AoE attack.
Yeah.
Damage is on the regular kind of pathetic.
Yeah, it's explosion. I also think
melee is also an AoE. While melee and sentry are both AoE attacks as well. It's just really high. So, but melee you can only do like one cell away. And by cell, I mean like you have to have them right next to you. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention something that I just love to do with Rabbid Peach for some reason. So like this, step 1, Honey a Smasher. Step 2. Stand 2 cells away from it to taunt it because it's a melee enemy.
I have yet to do that. Actually, I might have in my Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle playthrough.
Yeah, when role playing is RRP, I just love doing that.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
Next would be her heel jump.
Or just movement in general.
Yeah.
The movement's actually kind of pathetic. It's actually the same movement range as Mario's, but at least she can upgrade her team jump range.
Yeah, and her team jump is actually pretty good. Probably the second best in the game, I think. Because when you land, you get healed. You and any nearby teammates get healed. And the good thing about this is it does not heal enemies.
The heal is, you can use it every turn. It comes at the cost of, one, Peach's movement, and two, it's actually a really pathetic heal, even though it has a really good heal.
Yeah. I mean, at least it can't heal enemies, though. It can only heal your team.
Why would you heal an enemy?
I don't know, because other, stuff can, hurt your team.
Yeah, you can Battle, unlike Spark Hope, your attacks have an impact on your teammates. Luigi can use this entry on himself and just effectively kill himself with it.
Yeah.
Well, he can't directly target himself. You do it with an enemy right next to you.
Yeah.
That's basically Luigi killing unalive cells.
Yeah. Next would be Peach's techniques, I'm sure. But yeah, overall for Peach's movement, poor movements, but her heel jump is pretty nice.
Heel jump is actually decent. It goes from 5% and actually upgrades to 20%, which is actually the value of Rabbid Peach's base heal.
Oh, yeah. Alright, next is her techniques.
So, she's Marker. She's got another reaction shot.
Out
of the 4 Mario characters we got, one being unnamed so far, Peach's technique is possibly the worst.
It does deal the most damage, though, I think? Does it max out at most damage?
It's only one shot with up to 100% damage, so basically it's just her doing an additional attack.
Bro, this is like reverse 52 gal. Reverse 52 gal. Or is it the other character we haven't mentioned? I don't know.
Reaction shot in particular is actually on a smasher. Because if you activate the reaction shot and then go to target smashers on behavior charge after you when hit with a weapon attack.
Yeah.
And if a smasher is playing through you, technically you can damage the same row of enemies twice in a row with just one blast.
Mm-hmm.
And then instinctively activating another blast. So that actually makes it kind of useful, but overall it's pretty,
Yeah, so the pluses of a reaction shot are, it has good damage and it's AoE, but it's risky as you might hit your team and bring smasher enemies closer to you, as well as its poor range.
Smasher, and if it's not Peach is in for a world of pain. Instead, she'll also take 2 attack damages.
Yeah.
And, well, at least if you use freeze, you won't be able to use enemy empowerment.
That is true. And Peach is tanky, so it won't be as terrible as other characters.
If you use burn, actually, on the second shot, it doesn't matter, if it uses burn on either shot, the smasher could run out of range, or it could accidentally run into some...
That is true.
At least it's not Luigi, because apparently in the main game, Mario, you always have to have a Rabbid character on your team. The teams are teams of 3, and so it's either Mario and 2 Rabbid characters, or Mario, a Rabbid character, and another Mario character. You can't pair Peach with Luigi in the main game.
Yeah, you can't have more than 2 Mario characters.
I was hoping to have a team full of Mario characters, but then when I saw that Peach's icon was grayed out after I selected Luigi, I realized, oh wait, split. So not only do you have the restriction of the fact that Mario is stuck on your team regardless, you have to at least have one character from each series.
Yeah. Luigi. Peach is basically the opposite of Luigi in a way. Poor movement, poor range, but high HP. Now, the last thing we need to talk about is her secondary technique.
Yes. Her protection technique. It is crud. And when I say crud, I'm actually not that joking. Sure, it's a protection technique, but it actually doesn't really negate overall damage. However, so what Peach does is that she can protect heroes nearby, and any damage that a hero takes will be negated and sent to Peach instead. This could be upgraded to up to 100% of damage. While you can make someone like Mario immune to damage, Peach will instead just be soaking it all up.
Yeah.
And if all that damage that means, like, if a Smasher goes ahead and hits both Mario and Rabbid Peach while they're under Peach's protection, next thing you know, Peach is in.
Yeah. So overall, I don't think Peach is that good. She's not horrible by any means. She's honestly just undertuned, if anything. I feel like if the game got an update, she would actually be pretty decent. But honestly, I think she's gonna be in C tier. Her damage isn't amazing, and her all of her range isn't amazing. Her main focus is support, whether it be team healing with her jump or supporting with her protection. Next up, we got the craziest character. We got Rabbid Yoshi.
Rabbid Yoshi is one of two characters who wasn't carried over to, well, I guess like one of two non-DLC characters wasn't carried over to the sequel, since he's Yoshi.
Unfortunately. Is Yoshi even in SOH, like, at all?
No, there are no Yoshis seen at all in SOH. Yoshis don't exist in Sparks of Hope.
Damn.
At all.
Yo, am I gonna have enough runtime? Am I gonna have enough runtime for this shit?
I hope so.
I think.
We only got 4 characters to go.
Right.
So, Rabbid Yoshi. He actually shares the same HP rank as Rabbid Luigi does. However, his HP can be upgraded to be slightly more than Rabbid Luigi.
Yeah.
Rabbid Luigi goes up to plus 80, while Rabbid Yoshi goes up to plus 130. So there's...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for Peach's dash, it's just a single 90 damage dash, same as Luigi's. Okay.
However, with Rabbid Yoshi, while it also deals 90 damage, he can do it 5 times.
Yep, he gets 5 dashes. Ultra dash.
Which is actually great for dealing with groups of enemies.
Yeah, it's just solid chip damage.
Like now, weaponry.
He is the introduction to our final weapon type, being the Rumble Bang.
AKA it costs $22,000 to buy this weapon for 12 seconds.
It's basically a machine.
It's basically a minigun.
Yeah, a minigun. Do you want to go? I'm thinking I'll let you.
So the damage range is actually pretty high, but it also goes pretty low.
It's kind of RNG.
It's basically like the blaster. But it's more like RNG focused.
Yeah, a little bit more range, but the RNG is If you get a super effect, though, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, it does a lot of damage.
Its max damage is pretty crazy. Comparable to, I think, the Boom Shot, maybe Precision?
Especially if it's super effect.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if it's super effect.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, especially if it's super effect. However, the super effect rate is terrible.
Yeah, it's the lowest in the game, so these next 2 characters are kind of a gamble.
Rabbid Yoshi's percentage can only max out at, well, Rumble Bang, I guess, can only max out at 40%. And that actually is obtained from a secret boss weapon. I think it only can max out to, like, 30%, I think.
Yeesh.
In regular terms, but from doing an ultimate challenge, you get a Rumble Bang with 40% super effect damage.
It's not amazing.
That super effect is Stone. Rabbid Yoshi is one of 3 characters who has access to Stone.
Oh, yeah.
He also uses...
His other super effect is Push. His other super effect is Push, but that doesn't... We don't care. We like Stone.
We like Stone, my guy.
Oh, yeah, and I guess while we have the time... his secondary is the Grenade Duck, which is, overall, I would still say better than Peach's because it has better super effects.
It's really satisfying to use this Grenade Duck.
Oh, yeah. He swallows it and spits it out, I think.
Right, he swallows the Rumble Bang. That giant thing is in his gut.
I mean, they're rabbits. They can basically do anything.
Yeah, but I think Rabbid Yoshi's just a fan, I guess.
But yeah.
Anyway.
Next would be...
Yoshi actually doesn't really have any... Yeah, his movement. We already talked about his dash.
Yeah, his movement's pretty good.
He actually has really good ground movement, the same level of Luigi and Mario. However, he doesn't have any team jump upgrades.
Aw, dang.
Besides the cleansing jump.
Besides the what?
Which removes super effect.
Oh yeah, cleansing jump. That's right. Oh yeah, I forgot. Cleansing jump is something every characters can buy. If you do a team jump, the teammate you jump off of, if they are affected with the super effect, it'll get rid of it. But this only works for the teammate you're jumping off of, not the one that is currently trying to jump. Overall, pretty much as a necessity. But hey, just fun to meet up.
Wait, why am I even saying weak? I'm talking about the cost. Its cost is actually one of the cheapest in the game. And when I say the cheapest, I mean the cheapest. 10 orbs.
Hell yeah.
That's all you need.
So yeah.
Other things cost more.
So yeah, quick tip, just get cleansing jump, like, right away. It's cheap and it's very useful. Next, we move on to his techniques, and oh my fucking god. Outer Shell has to be one of, if not the best abilities in the game. I'll let you explain that one, Rapid. What's that?
I could argue about that. So, Outer Shell, thing is, unlike the other shields, it has durability.
Yeah.
Which means that might make you think it's pathetic, but no. The standard damage negation is 80% overall.
Yep.
However, like, at base, it only negates one hit.
Yeah, at base, it only gets rid of one hit. However, it can upgrade to 100% damage reduction. So you can literally just tank 2 hits at max upgrades. This thing is fucking crazy.
Now, thing is, that means Rabbid Yoshi is really useful for dealing with big enemies that deal high amounts of damage.
Oh yeah.
Like Mecha Junior, for example.
Yep. He's just better Peach. He's just better Peach. Just use him instead of Peach.
And then his secondary technique
is
like the opposite of Ram Mario's. Dude screams, and when he screams, just pushes enemies away. Not with the push super effect, but just makes them move away from him.
Yeah, Scaredy Rabbid. Yeah, Scaredy Rabbid is honestly pretty niche. There aren't too many scenarios on where you want to push enemies back, but in a situation where you need to heal, it's pretty good.
This actually works wonders for when you like you want to get a melee weapon enemy away from you, or it's also a good reaction shot combo starter.
Yeah. Overall, nothing crazy, but it's not horrible. I think that's it with Rabbid Yoshi. Honestly, I think specifically because of Outer Shell and his super effects, I would argue bottom of A tier, but B tier I can also see. What do we think here?
Rabbid Yoshi is... he's like A or B, yeah.
I think we go B. He's a little bit more niche than the other characters, but overall he's very solid. If there was like an A minus B plus, he would be. He's like in the middle of A and B. And speaking of Rabbid Yoshi, we got OG Yoshi. Who doesn't love this guy?
Funny enough, Yoshi here, his HP is actually the second strongest in regards to main game heroes.
Oh, speaking of HP, Rabbid Yoshi's 520, 510.
I already mentioned his HP rank is the same as Rabbid Luigi's.
500.
More of a HP upgrade.
Okay, so wait, what's his max HP? I'm looking at max HP when I ask these things. By the way,
550.
Yeah, 550 is overall strong. But back to Yoshi. He's the second character with the Rumble Bang, and his super effects are Ink and Freeze. So we got really good one and mediocre one. I'll let you explain, Rival.
Just use Ink.
Just use Ink. Although his maxed out secondary being the rocket, I think it's the best one has freeze all the time. Personally, I just like always better
Yeah.
damage.
So I guess I could actually mention like the ultimate winning weapons. Mario gets a bounce hammer. Red Peach gets a push sentry. I would prefer honey, but we got the push. So Rabbid Luigi gets a burn rocket, which okay. Luigi gets a ink precision, which is awesome.
Oh.
Red Mario gets a vamp boom shot.
Oh.
Peach gets a freeze grenade duck. Rabbid Yoshi gets a stone rumble bang, which is possibly one of the mightiest weapons in the game, if not the mightiest. If you ask me, because while okay, we're focusing on Yoshi, not his rabbit counterpart, and Yoshi gets another rocket. Why is there two rockets? I don't know, but this is the world we live in.
I mean, you gotta have even distribution. But yeah, overall, his attacks aren't crazy, but yeah. His movement is another 90 damage dash. However, this comes with a ground pound. At the end of a team jump, you ground pound and deal small damage to an area around you. It can also destroy cover, funnily enough, so that's good if you need that. But since Yoshi can only really attack one target at a time, it's not the greatest, but it's still pretty good. Moving on to his techniques.
Here's the thing. No. I have something to say about his ground pound.
All right, let's hear it.
130 damage to every enemy that is closest to him. Ooh. And then it just drops off from there.
Yeah.
Like, if you had a group of weak enemies, like, all lined up, boom.
It's just...
Actually, here's the thing. This actually combos really well with Bodyguard. So Rat Mario can gather a bunch of enemies around them, hammer them, and if any of them are left over, Rat Mario would have to use Dance Bodyguard at the same time. So that's a problem.
Bodyguard would Bodyguard reduce all of the ground pound damage at this point?
If Yoshi lands next to him, Rat Mario won't take anything.
Wow, Bodyguard is useful.
Yay. And that is Yoshi, like...
Thanks, computer.
He one of the two only characters who can technically hit an enemy twice with movement attacks. Rat Mario doing it 3 times, I guess, but you get a point.
Yeah. And next is honestly really good. We got we have not talked about Egg Beater.
Yeah. Yoshi also has a reaction shot tank. It only has one charge, but can do 150% damage, which actually is the most out of.
And if you get a super effect, whoo, shit, you're gone.
The enemy is basically disintegrated by that point.
Yeah. Next is. Yeah, next is probably one of the best abilities in the game just because of what it does. Although sometimes I can see a scenario where it'd be considered bad. Super Chance! Any teammate in range gets a 100% super effect boost.
Which actually complements really well with Yoshi's Rumble Bang. And Rabbid Yoshi as well.
Yeah.
Doesn't really have an effect on Rabbid Luigi because you already got it.
Yeah. So overall, Yoshi is still pretty solid. He's very good in some scenarios. He's more offensive than Rabbid Yoshi is. But overall, I would still put him in B tier since he's a very good character.
Overall, Yoshi and Mario are kind of similar as far as I've been told where we first met. But Yoshi might overall be slightly weaker, even though he's got more HP.
Yeah.
Which, that HP caps at 635.
Yeah. It's also noticeable. It's also notable that he also has poor movement, but not horrible.
It's decent. It's at the same grade as the Rabbids in general. And when I say the Rabbids, I just mean Rabbid.
Yeah.
Also, a little bit of caution. If you're going to extend his ground pound radius, extend his team jump.
Yes.
Because, yeah.
All right, I think that just about wraps it up for the base game characters. Now we have Donkey Kong and Rabbid Cranky.
Now, here's the thing. I'd like to say something. So we got, Kingdom Battle comes with a DLC for the game, where you play as only a selection of 3 characters. We got 2 new ones, being Donkey Kong and Rabbid Cranky. And we just, throw Rabbid Peach in there, because we need a third-party member, and Rabbid Peach is basically the representative.
I think Rabbid Peach was the best choice, since she's kind of the damsel, kind of like a somewhat substitute for Pauline. But I still think she complements the other 2 well.
The other 2 don't have any defense, melee defensive capabilities. I thought Rabbid Cranky would come with a shield. He does not. And here's the thing, I thought that shield would be brown.
Yeah. Or red?
So Rabbid Peach is there to provide the defensive skill. Now, Rabbid Peach is slightly altered in this game. Her max dash damage caps at 70, and her shield does uniform shielding now. Her usual shield negates 80% weapon damage and 50% movement damage, but you can just upgrade to have minus 70% overall damage, which is actually pretty good.
So,
otherwise, Rabbid Peach is not really good.
Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of gonna be a little weird to rank these characters, considering you can never really switch off of them. Honestly, I debated not ranking them at all, but while we have this list, why not? get another hour of runtime in. Get an extra 20 minutes of runtime.
There are no rank upgrades in the game, so while in the main game, Rabbid Peach's HP rank caps at 530, it only caps at 290 here.
Yeah.
It's gotta be 290. It can't be 300.
Yeah. All right. Should we start talking about Donkey Kong? Mankey.
You mean Conkle Dang?
Conkle Dong.
Okay.
Conky Dong.
Yeah. So his HP count overall out of the base characters, it's the highest. Dude starts off with 280 HP right off the bat, and it can be upgraded to only 350, but still better than nothing.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, Donkey Kong is the tank of the party.
Yeah.
And then there's his weaponry.
We get introduced. We actually get introduced to 4 new weapons with Donkey Kong and Rabbid Cranky. Starting off with Donkey Kong's Bananarang.
Bananarang. I'm just gonna call it that. Wait, it's called Bananarang? I thought it was just called Bananarang.
I think it's called Bananarang. Anyways, it's Boomerang Banana. Boomerang.
Which basically is just a destructor in SOH, but okay, so so Donkey Kong's Bananarang is kind of like, it actually does the same base damage as the blaster, but it can ricochet off enemies and spread to other ones.
Which is actually unique to him, which is later not unique to Rabbit Luigi and Sparks of Hope, but we don't care about that right now.
Yeah. And his 2 super effects of choice are Bounce and Burn, which are, well, Burn is pathetic, so just go with Bounce.
Yeah. His, I think the Bananarang has decent range.
Bananarang actually has. I think the Bananarang, at a base, is basically just the same as a blaster. I'm not joking.
Next, we have his secondary weapon. He has Ground Pound, or is it called Ground Pound, or is it called something else?
It's actually just called Ground Pound, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, unlike Yoshi's, he's got the signature ground pounds he's got in the Contra games, where he slams the floor with his hands.
Survive these hands.
Survive these hands.
Taken quite literally, because Ramar uses gauntlets. Well, that's technically hands.
Yeah.
That's not technically hands. But yeah. But here's the thing. While Donkey Kong's ground pound is essentially the same as Mario and Rabbids Melee, it actually functions a little differently. First off, the damage is basically uniform around him. instead of focusing on one character in front of him, it actually focuses on whoever is all closest to him.
Yeah.
So that's pretty sweet. It also has multiple volumes.
It also has what?
However, it only comes with one super effect, being just bounce.
Yeah, you
However,
only
I
get...
understand why it wouldn't burn, since then Donkey Kong would just burn himself.
Yeah. I mean, overall, I think it's still pretty good. Like, only having one super effect for your ground pound is still fine. Bounce is honestly the perfect option. I don't see any other reason to not have it.
Oh yeah, I just remember something unique about Donkey Kong Adventure. Certain weapons for all three of the characters actually are more effective against certain enemy types.
Oh yeah, we got that.
And this is no different for the ground pound, or the banana ring, or the blaster, or the sentry, or the two weapons of the character we haven't named just yet.
No, we've said Rabid Crank. We've said Rabid Cranky.
Okay, but yeah, we haven't described the weapons yet.
Yeah.
Okay. And as you'd expect, the damage output is quite high.
Oh yeah, and now we have his movement, which is not a team jump. You pick someone out and yeet them.
Man, here's the thing. This grab and throw, it actually works on pretty much anything. Donkey Kong can essentially give a character a second team jump by grabbing Peach and Rabbid Cranky and just yeeting them across the battle.
Mm-hmm.
He can pick up enemies and throw them onto other enemies.
As well as out of bounds, I think? Yeah.
Yeah, he can throw them out of bounds.
He can also pick up and throw Rabbid Peach's sentries, which is really neat.
Yeah, it's basically just the grenade dog, but better.
Yeah, you can pick up teammate. He has no team jump, by the way. Like, he cannot jump. If you click to team jump, he picks up the team member. So yeah, he can pick up teammates, he can pick up enemies, pick up sentries. Heck, he can even just pick up cover. Like, he can just say, "Oh, hey, nice cover." Ah, not anymore. Too bad.
Pick up the cover, and even if it's a super effect orb, and then just hook it at them.
Yeah. Overall, pretty diverse and very fun to experiment with.
Oh yeah, and Donkey Kong also has this unique movement ability of being able to just swing across gaps.
Yeah, he gets to swing across platforms on panels specifically for him, so others can't use it. Which, meaning Donkey Kong's movement is actually kind of crazy at its full potential.
And here's the thing, you can even pick up a teammate and then just take him across the battlefield. It's like, hello, welcome to Donkey Kong Cutscenes. May I help you?
Yeah, you can move across the... What are they called? Are they flowers? I think they're flowers.
Dandelions.
Yeah, so yeah, you can bring your teammates and anything else across the dandelions. He's not limited once he's...
However, you can't really outmatch the movement area of the collector enemy type.
Yeah. Next, I think we got the techniques. Oh yeah, if it wasn't clear already, Donkey Kong just doesn't have a dash. What's his damage when he, bonks shit?
What do you mean bonk shit? What does that mean?
Like, his quote-unquote dash damage when he picks up an enemy and yeets it on the floor. What's the damage that's dealt?
Up to 70, I'm pretty sure.
Alright. Next up, we got the techniques,
So,
and
guys,
he
pick up and throw is also, this doesn't affect cover, but pick up and throw actually this counts as his dash, and he can damage two enemies with it.
Yep.
Which is fun.
Next up, we got his techniques, which he's got another reaction shot.
It's a single charge reaction shot. It's basically just the same as yours.
Yeah, overall pretty useful.
Also 150.
But next, if you thought Magna Dance from Rabbid Mario was good, we got this, but even better. I think it's called Bongo? DK Bongos? DK Tune? Something?
Magnet Groove.
Magnet Groove!
Magnet Dance on steroids.
Magnet Groove is essentially the same, but instead of Rabbid Mario just bringing them closer, Magnet Groove will always bring them directly to you, unless there's this weird cover thing in the way. Or unless they literally can't. Enemies are always brought directly to you which
Well, provided with a skill tree upgrade. Otherwise, it's just the same as Ram Mario's main stance.
yeah. His what else do we have to talk about Donkey Kong?
I think we just covered everything.
Yep.
And Man and Groove, just like Man and Dance and Ram Mario's Melee, Man and Groove combos well with DK's ground pound.
Yep.
So ha.
Yep. I think, honestly, DK is like A or S tier. He's honestly a pretty crazy character.
If he was compatible with Yoshi, there'd be earthquakes.
Where would you put him? A tier? S tier?
Actually, yeah, I think Donkey Kong's just broken and gonna be put in S tier.
Yeah.
Who knows what he'd be like in the main game?
I still think I don't know if we're gonna order these characters. I still think maybe like I don't think he's better than Rabbid. Maybe he's like slightly better than Luigi because he's tanky. I don't know.
Very tanky.
You know what? Yeah, let's put him above Luigi. Tanky. All right, now onto our final character. We have Rabid Cranky.
You expected Diddy Kong? No, another rabbit. Take that. But I actually kind of wish that Diddy Kong was playable, but
That'd be interesting.
so Rabbid Cranky shares the same HP rank as Rabid Luigi, and Rabid Yoshi, 200, and with HP upgrades can be upgraded up to 270, aka what we like to call lunar number.
Yeah, the lunar number 27.
Anyway. Now, I actually kind of want to discuss his movement first.
All right.
His movement is actually kind of weak, and his dashes are pathetic. Just one dash that deals 40 damage. So, yeah. However, his team jump. So, Rabbid Cranky actually has access to 3 super effects, except that just one is limited to his team jump.
Yep.
His gruff jump does freeze any enemy around his landing. I'll call it.
Yeah.
And in fact, if Donkey Kong decides to throw him onto that pad again, he can do it twice.
Yep. Keep in mind that teammates can still get hit by this, even though it does a little bit of damage. You can still freeze your teammates accidentally.
It can go up to 60 damage per enemy, which is actually kind of good.
Yeah.
Wait, does this mean that Rabbid Cranky technically just counts as a Mario archetype character? Because he specializes in team jumps and reaction shots.
I don't know. They made these characters kind of weird. But yeah, we are introduced to his new primary, the Boombo, which is kind of similar to the Boom Shot.
Hold on, I got a pizza at the door.
Oh god, pizza. Do you mind if I explain this?
Yeah, you can explain it.
Okay, so we're introduced to the Boombo with Rabbid Cranky, which is, as you'd expect, kind of similar to the Boom Shot. I don't know if it has... I don't know. I think it's longer ranged, but it has thinner area of effect. He also has... What is it called? It's like a barrel you launch. It's similar to a grenade duck. And his super effects are both... what is it? Fucking... Vamp... Oh my gosh. Vamp and Ink, I think. I think it's Vamp and Ink. So overall, you can get, like, to some pretty... Explosion! He creates a lot of explosions. Similar to Peach in a way, except he's actually a good fucking character. Go figure. Also... Rival Rabbid. Okay, I basically just said I'm pretty sure Boombo is longer range but slightly thinner AoE.
Yep. Yeah, it's basically just a boom shot combined with the precision.
Yeah. What's his secondary called? I forget. What's his secondary?
His secondary is called the Barrel Bolt.
Yeah, Barrel Bolt. I only played this like once. Maybe twice.
So the Barrel Bolt, and here's the thing, it's got high damage, it ignores cover, even full cover, It's just
Boom.
He's got AoE. However, his range is terrible.
Yeah. His super effects are Vamp and I think Ink. Is it Ink?
Vamp and Ink.
Yep.
So yeah, overall he's got Vamp, Ink, and Freeze.
He technically has a fourth. He technically
wondering why Stone hasn't been mentioned. Wondering why Stone hasn't been mentioned among the heroes.
Nobody has it. Well, he kind of has it, but it's different with his secondary technique, which we'll get to later.
Yeah, but Stone just does not exist in Donkey Adventure. Like, yeah.
Yeah, so that's interesting. Techniques are up next.
Techniques. Rabbid Mario, Rabbid Cranky has yet another reaction shot. Ooh man, ooh boy, ooh man. 2 shots. I actually don't quite remember what his output is. I think it's 2 shots that can max out to 100%.
Yeah, he got hits called Stink Eye, and it's... I'll be honest, he's kind of similar to Peach, but an actual fucking character. He has more damage output, lacking the heal, but he also has the goofy... He just better... Man, can we update this game and make Rabbid Peach better? Or normal Peach better? I feel like we'd have to, like, balance out Rabbid Mario and Peach. I feel like Peach should get, like, Vamp and Rabbid Mario trades off his... maybe Burn. Yeah, Stone and Burn for Rabbid Mario to nerf him, and then she gets Vamp, along with better, like, dash damage. I bet I could, like, figure out a way to balance Peach. Anyways, we're not talking about her, we're talking about Rabbid Cranky. Monkey.
And Rabbid Cranky's secondary ability, in particular, is... So, you know how I said that Stone doesn't exist? Well, it was both right and wrong.
Yeah, because with...
Rabbid Cranky's secondary technique is called Long Story, which legitimately puts all enemies within radius to sleep, immobilizing them.
And the good thing about this is it can't hit your teammates. So yeah, it's kind of like Stone, but not. It's Stone, but not Stone. Stoned. Stoned.
It's Stone, but isn't Stone.
Stonent. Anyways, yeah, it's arguably like the best ability in the game, considering it's, oh hey, I have Vamp. Oh, I can just do it whenever. Without the RNG. That's crazy.
You mean Stone?
Yeah, it's sleep.
Also, you are aware that it comes with a cooldown.
Yeah, it does have a cooldown.
Cooper, no, you can't have any of this pizza. This is my pizza.
No, the dog. But yeah, it has, I think, more range than you would normally have a Stone accessibility. Yeah, Rabbid Mario has a boom shot and a hammer, but this can hit all around him and there's no cell requirement. Well, besides, like, its actual radius. Like, you don't have to be, like, 1 cell. And that about wraps it up after we place where he would be. Where do you think he would be on the list?
A or B.
I think he has a lot of good stuff. I'd say A. Bottom of A.
Alright.
I'm going to really quickly remove D tier. And that's the list of all the Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle characters. Personally, I think, even though this will never happen, I think Peach should get a buff, just overall buffs. Make her dash damage 100, I don't know, just make her a little bit of a better character if it's possible, but she's not absolutely useless. So don't feel discouraged if you don't, if she's bad. Don't be discouraged that she's on the weaker half. Again, it's a it's a strategy game, so you can cook up your own strategies. You don't always have to use the best characters. Personally, I'll probably never use Peach, but like, I'll always go for like these main 4 characters. Honestly, I like Rabbid Yoshi a little bit more than Rabbid Peach. I don't know, he's more satisfying to use in my opinion. But yeah, that's the list. Would you like to have any closing words, Rival Rabbid? And that's it! If you like the video, please feel free to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you want to get notified to whenever I upload or stream, and we will see you in the next tier list video. This is going to be a mini series. Alright, have a good one.